you guys joined me on a road trip from Melbourne up to just before we hit Queensland, and we are taking this was, no longer is, my 1998 Holden VT Commodore Calais. Well, it's not a Commodore, how could I say that? That's just crazy. It is a Calais, that's right. And it doesn't, I mean, look at it. It is in a very early 2000s color. We've got, it's on historic plates because it's getting pretty old. It's not perfect. It's done 300,000 kilometers. It's a very original car, sort of, as I'll show you around here, but I am the, I think, second or third owner of this car. It's got a bit of a story, which I'll tell you in a second, but have a look at it. It is very cool. You will notice, though, it's also very low. No spoiler. I did pull the spoiler off. If you followed along with the channel for a while, you've probably recognized this car. I've done a lot of stuff to it, a lot of the stuff in the engine bay. It did do a distributor, so we've replaced that. It's done a lot of stuff, but we haven't really spared any expense. Alternator, water pump, harmonic balancer, all that stuff was new. So we're on a bit of a road trip, so the car's a little bit messy, but you can, stick your head in there. It's looking pretty good. So I will show you guys under the engine bay, but if you're not familiar with these cars, maybe you're American, maybe you think, man, that Pontiac or whatever, that looks a bit weird. Well, this is a bit of a weird car because obviously it's a V8, as I mentioned before, but it is not the LS1, which you might expect if you're outside of Australia. This is our Holden 5-litre. Now, this engine was really only for the Australian market, and it is very similar to some of the older Australian cars. A little different, but very, very similar, injected. And this was the very last car that this ever came in, 160 kilowatts. Not mind-blowing power, if I'm honest, especially not in this heavy body. But it is a good-looking thing, isn't it? I mean, look at these. These affectionately called the bananas. They're good engines. They really are. Their strongest point is they sound fantastic. Anyway, we're going to continue this drive. I'm going to do a bit of a fuel economy run. Obviously, if you guys have followed the channel, you know that this car was part of a bit of a promotion that I did. So right now, it is no longer mine. But have a look at it, guys. Again, top spec VT Calais 5-litre. This would have been a big dollar car back in its day. That's right. So the winner of this car, Sam, I hope that he enjoys it, loves it. We're going to go deliver it to him. I'm probably not going to film that actual interaction. No one wants someone rocking up with a camera in their face, but I thought I'd show it off. Maybe I'll see if Sam feels like he wants to be, but of course, no pressure. These are also, and this is not up for debate, some of the best wheels that ever suit this car. They are VT Internationals. They suit this color amazingly well. That's not up for debate. It's a good thing, this car. It's good. And it's a bit emotional. I don't really sell my cars and all of that stuff, and I haven't sold one in a really long time. So it is kind of nice that we're driving it for 16 hours or whatever. So follow along. Hopefully it's a reasonably boring video and nothing breaks. We did do all of the usual stuff. Check the oil, tire pressure, all of that kind of stuff. So that's good. Oh, and before you say, you might notice this car. I did ask Sam about the headlight protectors. He doesn't like them, so we did buy them off him. So we'll put that on another VT probably, in case you're wondering. But here she is, guys. She's slammed, but I like this car. Anyway, let's get going. Alright guys, I've already done some videos on it before, but here is one of the last remaining Holden dealers. If you can stick your head through the window there. Actually, you know what, let's just pull up. Why not? You can see there's still some awesome Holdens in the showroom there. So there's a blue HK Monaro, there's some SS's and clubbies, and it's a very, very special spot. Unfortunately, it's closed at the moment, but very cool thing, guys. All the old Holden signage and all of that stuff. Hard to believe it's still here. The VT fits right in. Look at all those old signs. How cool is that? These old joints, it's like going back in time, isn't it? I mean, the streets are so wide, but unfortunately now they're all full of, oh, there is a Land Cruiser, but lots of Chinese stuff. Oh, although, God, there's the old Statesman in the wild, a 5-litre Statesman. And of course, our submarine. I always kind of stop in Holbrook on the way. It's a really nice area, and we actually stayed here overnight. Not a bad thing. Fuel's bloody expensive here though. $2.10 I think it was. Oh yeah. Alright guys, we are on the way to drop the VT Calais 5-litre off back to its new home, but while we're on the way we're going to have a look at a car, and it's pretty cool. So it is asking price $7,000. It's a VY1 tonner, but it's a manual and it's LS1, so it's a pretty cool thing, right? So I'm not sure how I'm going to film this because I don't want to rock up with a camera in someone's face, but we bought it. It's going to be a little secret till later in the video, or you can skip ahead of what we bought, but we're going to drive that back from Sydney back to Geelong. So we'll fly from Brisbane to Sydney, pick it up, or Gold Coast to Sydney, whatever, pick it up and drive it back. Another project, but I think you guys are going to like this one. I think you are. It's cool. It's needs a little bit of work, but again, nothing major. Not like, you know, it's not in primer, it's a running driving car. We can drive it all the way back. So I think you guys are going to love it. I'm excited to see what you think of it. You really don't see any of these in this spec for sale. It's a bit of a weird spec car. So let me know what you think. Anyway, let's continue on, drop this car off.
I suppose it's not, you might be able to retrieve it. It's not like off the edge.
We cover all of our costs, but just to cover stuff in the back or something.
Feelings.
Yeah. Over a span of some bigger. Yeah.
So guys, I actually don't expect it to do so badly, and hear me out, right? I know that it's a 28-year-old V8, but V8s on the highway, this thing is not working hard at all. I mean, we're going 110 at the moment. We're just under 2,000 RPM, and if I have a look on my fancy level 3 cluster, we are averaging, like, our instant fuel is around 7 litres per 100k. We'll see how accurate that is at the end of the trip, but I am expecting this around 9 to 10 litres per 100, which is pretty good for, again, a 28-year-old V8 Commodore, heavy. And you know, everyone is saying, you know, get rid of the old V8s and you want all these hybrids and you want 4 cylinders and all that stuff, and you know, that's great, but on the highway this V8 is barely working. I mean, we're just idling along, and because it's barely stressed, it's gonna be fine. I love these old things. And they're not as, I mean, yes, they are heavy on fuel if you're driving around the city, and for that it's probably not great, if I'm honest. And sometimes when you're driving a V8 you want to give it a bit of stick, so there's a bit of that too, but overall I think it's going to do well. We'll compare the pair, this V8 and the other one that we're going to pick up later. I've only driven that other one for 5 minutes, and then we're going to drive it thousands of kilometers home. So that'll be a journey. But I think it's going to go well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below before you skip to the end of the video.
Turn right, then take the first left onto Pacific Highway.
It was like parking, and B, don't have.
All right, guys, the numbers are in on the VT Calais 5 litre. What fuel economy did we get driving 1,750 kilometres from Geelong to basically the border of Queensland? Well, I've just got my notes right here. So to drive 1,750 kilometres, we used 172 litres of petrol. There we go, 172 litres of petrol. That comes out to just under 9.9 litres per 100k. And a cost of just over $300, around $305. Now, is that a lot of money? Look, probably yes, and especially for modern cars. And, you know, this is fuel injection and everything, but it's also 27 years old. It is not a modern car anymore. And I did have a passenger. It was a fully loaded car. We got car parts. We've got some spare bits. We had a spare tyre, an extra spare tyre. We had quite a few bits. Not bad for the old girl. Anyway, we're going to skip ahead. We're going to drop this car off, and then we're going to go pick up the other ute, drive it back, and see how that one compares. All right, guys, it is time for the first drive. How do we get out of here? Now, this is probably a little bit more of a project than I had initially expected. And we'll show you the outside in a second. You can probably tell if you know your Commodores, this is a VY VZ. But it is not just any VY VZ, it is a little bit rare. And you might be thinking, what is it? Well, it is, someone just pulled out in front of me. It is an LS1 Ute manual 1-tonner. That's right. Manual LS, a factory manual, factory LS1 1-tonner. So yes, it is a little bit rough. I admit that. There are things that definitely need attention. Motor's running okay, not great. That needs attention. Box is pretty good, but a little bit needs attention. Just needs a good tidy up. But the car was very well priced. It's revving a bit high. We're just going to go and buy some oil for it, just in case, because it's an unproven car. Going to buy some water for it, just to bring with us. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. Oh, I've got the wrong way. It's a big ask for a car. You know, I know a lot of you guys will be saying, oh, blah, 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 you know, go buy a better one and stuff. And you know what, fair enough, but number one, this was cheap. And number two, LS1 1-tonners, especially manual, are not common. They're just not. This one has the SS front, which is pretty cool. It's a cool thing. Anyway, I'll show you guys the outside of it. She's a bit rough. I don't know what the plans are right now, but yeah, not a bad thing. It drives pretty good though. Definitely needs a good going over though. A lot of new bits under the car. We did initially have VYSS leather seats, but we agreed to get rid of those. It is cool. The box is very smooth, as you can probably tell. T56, very, very strong gearbox. All right, guys, here she is. Now, I was actually hoping to do this in a different light, but we're running out of time. It's about to lightning. Anyway, we've quickly stopped the Bunnings so we can get some oil and water. Here she is. Here's the main reason that we've bought this LS1. It is a monster, frankly. It's got a massive truck battery. It's had a little hit over here, but that's all right, guys. We'll fix it up. It has overheated. We've just bought some oil and water for this thing, and hopefully that gets us, you know, I've really only driven it 30 kilometers. These wheels are disgusting. That was part of negotiating the deal. I got a little bit less money off it. I didn't like the wheels on it that were on it anyway. Interior needs a big clean. So this ute only has 220,000 Ks on it. And I do believe it, but it is it's pretty grubby, if I'm honest. It's been used as a work ute. Here is this timber tray. And you might think, Deacon, that looks disgusting. And you would be 100% correct, but... Oh, it's just started raining. We're going to wrap this up quick. But it is the factory timber tray, which is pretty cool. They're all like this originally. Right, I'm going to have to cut it there because it's starting to rain and we still got to put oil in. So, all right. I'll show you guys this better in the shed. All right, guys, sorry about the darkness, but I just wanted to give you my quick thoughts. We've really driven it for 5 minutes. I filled it up. I filled up the tires, put some oil in it. What are my thoughts? Well, the gearbox is really, really nice, actually. Other than it not holding reverse, it's really good. So we'll come to that later. I'm not sure how accurate the speedo is, as I seem to be going 50 Ks an hour, but really I'm going 80, but that's not a big deal. Really needs a big tidying here. It's not human grime, it's just work dust or work dirt. For some reason the head unit has Apple CarPlay, but it doesn't have Bluetooth, but that's all right. I bought my Bluetooth speaker just in case. Overall, I'm pretty happy. It's got to get some sort of exhaust, that's for sure. Needs a few things. SRS airbag light. Odometer says 230, who knows? But you know what? I would probably believe it if it's been a work car. Gearbox feels great. I think it definitely needs a new shifter though. Here's a... Let's have to do some manoeuvring there. This is our first time pulling onto the Hume at 110 kilometers an hour. All right, guys, we are already filling up and we're in Tarcutta. Yeah, this is using a lot more fuel than the VT 5 litre did. It's 2 in the morning, I'm pretty tired. I've still got another 70 Ks of range or something, but we're just gonna do it. Why not? But, oh, I'm knackered.
Activist, increasingly disconnected.
Nice VN over there. Look at that. Lexan. Don't see many of the old Lexans now.
Like...
Alright, well, unfortunately, guys, it's going to be a bit of a boring video driving this VY back because nothing major has gone wrong with it. It does need a lot of love, though. A lot of roadworthy... Oh, like, there's no suspension knocks and stuff like that. Brakes are good, but the running gear... box is good other than that reverse thing, but the motor needs sensors, plugs, leads. It's just not running great. I mean, we've used 3 tanks of fuel basically from Sydney to Melbourne, which is pretty average. You know, apparently we're averaging 15.2, but because the speedo's so out, I don't know if that's really accurate. I've got no idea. So it does need some stuff. I've got no idea if it leaks. Who knows? It's definitely a bit of a project. We'll probably get to some of the other cars before this one, but it is cool. If it wasn't a manual V8, I don't know, probably would have got it, but being a pretty base model car and manual V8 is kind of cool. That's really my style. I think it's cool, guys. This head unit has to go though. It's absolute garbage. First time we've been in traffic. If anyone's watching this and you're Australian, you know, we've spent a lot of time up in the Gold Coast, up in Sydney. Now we're up in Melbourne, and it's just shit. That's my honest thoughts. And I've always lived close to Melbourne, but just recently it's just so bad, and the traffic is just terrible. Everyone is sad and depressed. Look, I'm not I won't go into it in this video, but listen to this. Oh yes, oh that's right. Now that we are outside of Sydney, we are in a place with much better lighting and everything. So I wanted to show you guys the use as we have bought it. Now, as you can probably tell if you look closely, it is not an absolute mincer, not at all. This guard is pretty cooked. I think there has been mentioned a little whack in this corner, but that's okay. It's not too bad. The headlights still all bolts up and all that stuff. Anyway, it's not too bad. So my plans are I might even, if I want to learn to paint a car, I think that this would be a good one. Number one, it's a commercial vehicle. Number two, it's half a car. So the front bar obviously needs paint. It looks way worse now because of all the bugs, but it's really not too bad. Genuine SS fog lights, which is pretty cool, and the SS headlights. I'm not sure about the bonnet protector. Indicators, we're missing the V8 badges there, which is no good. I don't think that works. We've got these as well, the whole aftermarket, weather shields. I don't mind those. And we are also missing the S down there. Now, if you have a look in the interior, look, it's pretty grubby, if I'm honest. I mean, even if you have a little look up in the roof lining's cooked. The seats are wrong. The door cards, if you have a look at that black and white squares, that's what we need. So we've got to find some of those. But you know what? Finding parts for VYs is actually not too bad. I mean, you can get a donor car for nothing. And because this is pretty much executive trim, I don't think it's going to be too bad. In terms of the wheels, it's got these disgusting 19-inch chrome wheels. They are awful. So those are going to come off. We're going to put the stockies, the red stockies, off the VU on this, and then the wheels on the VU on the orange VT. So we'll do that soon. Here she is. If we have a look in here, here is our timber tray. I'm hoping that we can unscrew all these, although a lot of them look rounded and cooked. I'm hoping that we can undo them and flip them over. That's my plan. Otherwise, I am a carpenter, so I can fix it. I'm hoping to get a new Holden sticker of those, although that looks reasonably generic. I don't know. If you guys have any tray ideas or anything that we can do with this car, please let me know. I like it. It's very likable. It's slower than I expected, though. I think quite a bit of weight in that whole leaf sprung rear end. What do you guys think? There's actually quite a bit of room behind the seats as well, which is cool. The steering wheel, pretty cooked, not especially these. The leather's not too badly worn, but these are bad. Got to replace those. It's got the pedals down there as well, the metal pedals. It's a cool thing, guys. And let me know what you think about saving commercial vehicles. This car was never, ever meant to be loved, frankly. I think somebody has loved it, though, at some point in its life. I don't think it was the bloke that I bought from, but I think it was some point in its life. It's got a truck battery for some reason. It's got one of these SS induction throttle bodies, which is pretty cool. An Aeroflow power steering pump. Yeah, it's missing this as well, which I don't know why that's gone, but overall, it's not too bad, guys, honestly. A little Holden by Design sticker there, which is pretty cool. Oh, sorry, not a sticker. Plate that's riveted. Let me know what you guys think. If you were lucky enough, like I was, for one of these to fall in your lap, what would you do with it? I'm thinking, in terms of the tray, if it's going to become a bit of a show pony, if the timbers turn up real good, I'll probably lose the sides. I don't know, just keep them because they're actually... This one's not too bad, but the others are a little bit banged up and dented, and which is fine. It's as a commercial vehicle, but if the rest of the car's looking really nice, I don't want that. The other thing about this car as well is, man, does it use a lot of fuel. We use almost 3 tanks of fuel driving from Sydney to Geelong. She's thirsty. So there's definitely something wrong, like sensors or something like that, that really needs attention. But overall, guys, it's a good buy. You know, when you're buying, if you get these reasonably cheap, you can really never lose money because you got manual conversion, you got an LS1. So I really like these old things. But anyway, thank you guys for following along the journey all the way from Geelong back to, Queensland and back again. I really appreciate you guys following along and watching. What would you do with this car? What should I do with it? Let me know below. And just thank you guys very, very much for watching and following along. I'm sure I'll be buying some parts from easyautoparts.com.au. Service this thing because, man, it needs a good service, a good going over. Especially under the bonnet. So thank you guys for following along. I like this thing. Let me know your thoughts. Not a bad thing at all, I don't reckon.